All right. So let's talk about the brand. Let's talk about EsoXP. So like y'all, you came in late, and it was or relatively you came in at the right time. But
Yeah.
so it was originally a bigger group, and then now it's just y'all. So once it was just y'all, what was like the steps? Like, okay, this is the new direction we're going with it, or is it you keep going? Just it's just us now.
Just to clarify,
Mm-hmm.
I've been here since the start with
Okay,
SO.
okay, my
He's
fault.
just been doing music
Wait,
longer.
hey, tell it, tell it,
You
tell it,
know what
tell
I'm
it.
saying? I got pop my shit one time. So you know what I'm saying? I got it tatted. That's me.
Facts. Okay.
But before
Heard,
he,
heard,
you know
heard.
what I'm saying, gets into that, again, he's been doing music longer than me. I've learned so much musically and in life from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been with SO since 2017. And again, we had a bigger team. I think I just mentioned that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
A bigger team. And it kind of died off pretty quick. I ain't going to say so. Pretty much the whole time it's been just me and him. And for me, I know it's a different perspective because I was new into music. Like
Mm-hmm.
I did my first verse probably that same year,
Mm-hmm.
like ever. You know what I'm saying? That officially came out.
So was ESO a like collective music group brand as well, or was it?
Going to
Am I is my mic still on audio, man? Because I hit the off button on accident. We still coming through?
It's still going through, but
Okay,
whenever you hit it off, that it probably would be like a dead spot.
that's cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make just a quick second.
Yeah.
Man, I learned a valuable lesson from building this thing because I guess I had seen all the cool stories, man, all the rappers and whatever I looked up to, just like coming up with your friends and building this thing, and everybody's on the same page, and we came from here. Now look where we at. I wanted to be another one of them stories.
Right, right.
So it's reaching out to people who I grew up with, people who I really loved and cared for, and that's cool on the surface. But I didn't take the time to assess the situation and see. I'm pulling people in who really weren't. They were passionate about me and wanted to see me win, but they outside of me wouldn't have been doing
They wasn't looking at the
what I
bigger
was
picture.
doing. Exactly. And so with that, when trials and tribulations of their own lives come up, that's when you have to take care of yourself and what matters to you, and what matters to them wasn't music or anything in the industry and building a brand. It was whatever their passions may have been. So that's something that was super valuable that I learned from that moment. And to your question, I think of specifically like where we're headed now with it. There's some cool things that I learned from that happening.
This man laughing. What's happening?
Yeah. One, I really learned how capable we are to do it ourselves. Like I mix all of our music. I engineer all of that, mix and master, and like that was out of necessity. I didn't just want to be an engineer.
Right, right.
I had to because I wanted to make sure my sound was a certain way. But that has resulted in my response growing in terms of my feedback from my listeners and so on and so forth when it comes to videos and him getting on Adobe and learning how to do stuff. So we always are, I guess, open to bringing on the right people, but it's got to be people who, like, we work with people who are, I guess, close affiliates, but to really put that coin on you, I got to know that you would be doing it with or without me in my involvement. What I can't do at this stage is motivate you to stay on your path, your purpose. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
got to be we both inspiring each other.
Yeah.
That's one of the codes just to be a part of even my circle. You got to inspire me.
Yeah.
at
Still
this
sharp
point.
as steel.
Still sharp and still, literally, yeah, inked on me for that same reason. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where we at right now, man.
What's crazy to his point, my bad.
Yeah, you
I was one of those people too that was like, oh, I didn't see myself, like I said earlier, I didn't see myself being a rapper or anybody that's into music. But what I think bro really inspired in me, like he said, like, was to just express and if I'm gonna be in this business with you, I gotta learn a little bit about it. So my interest naturally, you know what I'm saying, went up. And now it's kind of through the roof. Like, I find like that to be the most easy thing to do besides hooping, right? Obviously that's just something that's cool too. Like, but when I'm sitting down writing or just listening to beats, making music in the studio, like, it's just like so calming, and like I don't really think about nothing else. I don't want to check my phone,
It
things
feels
like
it
that.
comes naturally.
And that's crazy, like, because somebody inspired that, right? I didn't know that naturally.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So, but for it to get that deep, that's crazy to me. And that goes again on brand, like helping me reveal or assess my inner experience, right? Like, music. What is music doing to me? I didn't come up in a household that was just blasting music all the time, right? So what is music to me? I learned it when I was actually doing it. And that really helped and really turned a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a similar experience, with learning that I was into music, and I don't make music, but like I said, once I got to college and I, got introduced to these different sounds, different people, and I met an artist, and I was like, I really want to be involved in the music industry somehow.
Yeah.
Like my older sister, shout out Rachel Jackson, big sis. Anyway, but she was always in the music scene. She was working with Ludacris for a while. She was on Fresh Empire. She was big different. Now she works at YouTube, but always in the music scene. But I never really was interested. I was kind of just like, okay, cool. But once I was working with these artists, I was like, I want to get involved somehow, and that's how No B.A.N came about. But then to your point of being with the group and then, people's own priorities come into line, and if they're not focused on what the bigger picture is, then it's easy for people to fall off, which is okay. It's okay if you're not, if our goals don't align, I'm not going. And I had to learn this. But I'm not going to trip off on you because you just don't have the same vision as me. That's all right. Mm-hmm. That's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? You can't force nobody to be on the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I tell these niggas,
exactly.
We've had multiple conversations. It's like, look, this is what the goal is. This is what the prize is. But if you not gonna do your part and be a part of it, then look, my nigga, it's like you can fall off this train. It's all good, and it's not no beef. It ain't no hatred. It's just like
it's actually helping them.
Exactly.
You can spend more time on what you want to do.
Exactly. And I try to be super free. If there are things that are taking you away from helping out the brand, you can go do your things. A lot of our members are in school. So it's like they gotta focus on school. Hey, do your thing, my boy. Like if you can come in and help out. But if you gotta focus on graduating, do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you can't force nobody, and forcing people to be along for the ride and forcing people to do things, just like when it comes to school or doing any type of thing. You're not gonna get the best results when you're forcing somebody to be along. So it's definitely important that everyone who is on the boat, who is on the train, has the same picture or has the same goal. And if their goals change, hey, my brother, glad you was here for while you was here. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly
or at least
fine.
the same morals, because goals can change easier than morals.
Yeah.
So like if we on the same page, like energy wise, like you know what I'm saying, and we want the same things out of life, then we can figure that out.